Hello, GAAR family. Kent Cravens here, your CEO at the Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors. I'm joined today by Belinda Franco, your incoming GAAR president, and Sherry Fowler, your current GAAR president for 2020. We want to visit with you just a bit about some of the events of the past several months leading up to this latest shutdown of our industry. Many months ago, the real estate industry was considered an essential business with regards to the coronavirus pandemic that has so afflicted our nation and our world. In that, we found ways to be pretty good participants regarding the CDC guidelines and all the things that we were asked to do to make sure that we were operating in a safe environment. And we've been very diligent in most cases about doing that. And I want to congratulate all of you for your efforts on that front. With the recent spike in cases, we've developed a new scenario now, a new environment that we're dealing with. And let me just explain to you from a policy standpoint and then from an industry standpoint what may be going on here. You see, our governor has a goal of saving lives, protecting the public, and keeping hospital beds available for those that truly need them. I know this because I have a family member that I've been dealing with some health issues, and she needs surgery. There's no way we can do the surgery because it's not essential surgery. So we just have to wait, and she's in a lot of pain, but we're just gonna have to wait until the environment clears up a little bit and mitigate the situation as best we can. And the governor finds herself in much that same situation. Her goals, Governor Lujan Grisham, her goals remain to protect the public and keep hospital beds open for people that truly need them. Our goals are to make sure that our industry thrives and that the $72,000 per transaction that flows through the economy, and if you do the math, it's a lot of money when you're talking about 2,500 pending listings at this moment. That money flows through the economy and keeps food on the table. It keeps rent paid. It keeps car payments paid. It keeps people out of foreclosure. Not just our members, but everybody connected to the transaction, from the bug guy all the way through to the mortgage lender. So we need to understand that all those are different goals. We really have the same goal, and that is to move forward through this pandemic as best we can. That being said, I've got with me today our two esteemed leaders in GAAR, and these are both the leaders that are going to help us take GAAR through this for the next year. Sherry, let's start with you. I'd like your thoughts on some of the things that have happened over the last couple of days.
Thanks, Kent. I think that I think we need to keep in mind that we do have the same goals, and whether or not we completely agree with some of the decisions that are being made, we need to support our leadership and work together to find the solution. I think the membership needs to know that we're working very hard to try to get us back on the essential list.
Thank you, Sherry, for your comments. And it's important for our members to realize that really, whether we agree all the time or not, that's not the point. The point is that we work together to make our industry thrive, to allow our members to serve their clients. We also have with us today Belinda Franco, incoming 2020 GAAR president. And Belinda, I'd like you to weigh in on what we're doing.
Thank you so much, Kent, and thank you so much, Sherry. 2020 has been a challenging year, and your unwavering leadership has been noted and appreciated, as is all of the GAAR staff. So thank you. We really wanted to come on and just let you guys know what is happening from behind the scenes. We don't always know what is happening around us and what's the next steps are going to be, and none of us know. And we wanted to let you know, first and foremost, that as Sherry has mentioned, as Kent has mentioned, we have great leaders that are fighting for our industry. So please let them do their jobs, and we will get back to you as soon as we possibly can to let you know what is going on. In the meantime, we are noticing and seeing a lot of negativity across social media, and we are here to ask for that to stop. Please don't use social media as a platform to disparage our government or leaders in our industry or each other. We need to make each other better. We need to elevate our industry, and we can only be deemed essential if we are showing that we are on the same side working towards a common goal. And we are asking you guys to please monitor what you are sharing on Facebook, whether it's your opinion or it's venting. We're asking for the negativity to stop. And I think that Sherry would agree with me that we want to help make our industry the best it can possibly be. And we can only do that if we band together, regardless of how we feel about the decisions that have been made or politics. So please, moving forward, let's stay as positive as we possibly can so we can work for that common goal and be essential again.
And just as a reminder, we all need to work together on this to make sure that we adhere to the protocol and the mandates that have been made. These are not optional. And as a matter of fact, I think that if one of us breaks the rules, it might prevent us from becoming essential again. So if we can all work together to really keep in mind social distancing, there are no open houses, and if you're going to show a house, you cannot go into the home with the buyer. So please keep these things in mind, top of the mind awareness, and let's make sure that we stay safe and get ourselves back on the essential list.
Really appreciate you both weighing in today, and let me just sort of wrap up by saying it is important that we foster and develop good relationships with everybody from the governor on down through city council. It's something we work really hard at in our advocacy efforts on a daily and weekly basis to build those relationships and make those relationships, even though we might not be the best buddies and might not share a lot of Christmas cards, we still can work together to a common goal. Back last March, real estate business was deemed essential. We were all very happy about that because there were several states in the union that weren't able to garner that status, and it was very devastating for those that industry at the time. And then when those of them that didn't get designated essential, they had a real rough time making their transactions work, keeping all the wheels going. In fact, they were just closed down. I think the government's pretty quickly realized that the minute they did that, they cut off a lifeline of revenue that was necessary to keep going in through this pandemic, and as will happen with ours. Now, ours is at this point scheduled to be only for a couple of weeks, and then they say they will reassess. We're working hard to make sure that we get it turned around quicker than that. I will tell you that Steve Anaya and Ashley Strauss-Martin are working at the NMAR level every day with the governor's office. They have been since last Friday, and working very hard with their staff and the governor herself to find a way to reach some common ground with our status. That is in the works. We've recruited Ben Ray Lujan, our senator-elect. We've recruited also Martin Heinrich has been notified that we need help, and I think both of them are on the page that realtor champions are necessary, and we need their help. That's what we work so hard on a year-round basis to get, and that's what we hope to provide for our membership. So for now, I know that there was some confusion on where we've been, but let's make no mistake about where we are. We can operate it on a limited basis. I think you've all seen the rundown on what we can and can't do. We will do our best here at GAAR to make sure you have lock boxes on a non-contact basis, and that you have the information and classes you need to keep your businesses moving forward. In the meantime, please understand that Belinda's comments about social media are very serious and very damaging if they're not handled in the right manner, with a spirit of cooperation and knowing that 6 months from now we're going to be in a total different world. Things will be a lot better. We'll be able to move through a lot of these things. Vaccines are imminent, and we're just looking forward to a brighter future. In the meantime, we do have a new set of policies and standards that are going to be implemented on the GAAR Facebook page. They will be in keeping with NAR's brand new 10 Article 10 revisions of the Code of Ethics, as well as the new MLS policies regarding discriminatory speech, discriminatory activity, and hateful speech, and those kinds of things. So far, I don't know that there's really too much that's maybe gone over any of those lines on our pages, but they're getting dangerously close to being bullying and hateful and discriminatory. So we really need to watch that. You'll read all about that in the new policies that we're going to be putting up on the GAAR Facebook page. So please pay attention. We don't want to drag this out. I just want to say thank you to Sherry. Thank you to Belinda for your leadership. You guys do this for no extra pay. In fact, it costs you money out of your offices to be here. And we really appreciate that. Everybody in leadership, a big thank you. But most of all, thank you to our members, because I know most of you understand these things. There's a few people out there that just don't seem to get the gravity of their conversations when they don't speak properly. We wish you well. We have an open door policy, and we welcome your comments and your thoughts. Please help us. Thank you.